doesn't have rare earths. It doesn't have the manufacturing capacity because we shipped it all to China. So those nations, China, Russia, India, North Korea, Iran, are all on a wartime footing. And all of them move their deepest manufacturing into their deepest underground bunkers. We can't produce, manufacture, or even keep up with a wartime footing because we don't believe we're on it. And somehow, broken promises and lies and threats supposedly carry more weight than a 100 megaton Poseidon nuclear torpedo. And the only guy to say, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, our leaders, our so-called leaders, the illegitimate Biden regime people, they're living in a delusional dreamland. And yet, either they are convinced that somehow they can beat Russia and they're delusional, or they are deliberately trying to destroy America and provoke Russia into doing exactly that. Now, I don't recall the name of this Russian academic and influencer, a professor who has counsel with the top Russian leaders, but he was saying, and I know you saw this, Steve, he was saying that Russia should use a couple of nuclear missiles to strike some Western targets as a means to get the West to back off. In other words, do a couple of nuclear strikes in order to save the world, he says, to save the world from nuclear war. And if that kind of thinking it makes its way up to Putin or Medvedev or whoever, then it probably has, then think about it. We could wake up tomorrow with a nuclear detonation in Washington, D.C., and pretty sure America ends at that point. It's so fragile right now. What do you think?
Well, it will end, and I think that's accurate. And I was clued in by somebody who's very familiar with that part of the world, that thinking. And what Russia said was telling and compelling. I'm told they were arguing to demonstrate by using selected targets. And for the record, it's Washington, D.C. and New York City. It's London and it's Brussels, okay? And that's, the NATO headquarters, wherever that is. I think it's Brussels. But the point being, and demonstrated. And you know what? Talking amongst themselves, they said, but the American people don't even want anything different. No one's speaking up against nuclear war. Jesus said, blessed are the peacemakers. Are you kidding me? There's hardly anybody in the, I would say, this Christian community that's screaming at the top of our lungs, we don't want this thing to start. I can't stop World War III. People say, oh, you're so vain. You think you can stop it. I said, no, I can buy time. But only the people that will mock and not make an effort to stand up and speak up and stand against what's going down. Mike, it's like everybody is so entertained and deranged. I call it the entertainment derangement syndrome, that they think they're watching an end of the world movie and they think that somehow they're the audience that gets to participate, because when the bombs are going off, they think that somebody's going to be there to write them an actor's check, whatever, an extra's check. And again, we're to quote a title from James Bond, we're watching our own View to a Kill.
Yeah, the American